preaching is clear, concise, convicting, and quality. Hey there, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Revved Up with me, the Reverend D. Ray Montgomery, or some like to call me D. Ray. Or I had a fella last week that called me Dre, like D. Ray altogether. He called me Dre. He's like, "Yo, Dre," and I was like, "Hey, yo," or whatever. I like either being called Pastor or Reverend D. Ray or just D. Ray is fine. I don't really like being called Dre. This week, our question has to do with music. The question that keeps coming up is, why do we listen to music, or what's the point of music? This question about music is a tricky one now. In the good book, we see Saul use music to kind of calm himself down when he wanted to murder people. We see Nebuchadnezzar use music when he wanted everybody to bow down and worship him. We see Joshua use music right before he was going to knock down the walls of Jericho and go inside and kill everybody. We still today use music to intoxicate, idolatrize, and annihilate. You know, sometimes you use music to try and calm yourself down, and sometimes we use music when we want to try and get people to look at us. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to watch that Dancing with the Stars, but that Joey Fatone can dance, you know, and sometimes when I watch him, man, I can see how it would be very easy for Joey Fatone to move into the place that only God should occupy in my life. We also see music used, you know, they're using Metallica down there in the Abu Ghraib prison, and they do that and they torture victims with it. Music, plain and simple, is just evil in every way. We've seen classically through history that music is used for rebellion, like in the 60s. Sometimes we see music lead to suicide, as in the case of the guy from the Nirvana. We see music lead to dancing, sometimes nasty dancing, which is not okay, that, as in the case of Justin Timberlake or Nelly Furtado. If the question is, why do we listen to music? You know, the answer to that is that music feeds the monster inside of us. It makes us dance faster. It makes us more angry. It makes us drive in a different kind of way than we would otherwise. The better question is not necessarily why do we listen to music, but rather how do I stop? Let me explain it to you in a couple of stages. The first stage, just listening only to Christian music. It's difficult to transition because pretty much in every way, you're going to immediately be disappointed by Christian music. And I know that people say, well, I can still dance to Christian music and I can still rebel to Christian music. What I'm saying is that Christian music will crush your spirit. Once you hear the Christian music, you're probably not going to feel like dancing. And ultimately, it's going to lead you into the second stage. You're going to start to feel so discouraged. You say to yourself, if I had to choose between Christian music or total silence and isolation from music altogether, I would take total silence and isolation. And that's exactly where you want to be, young people. You want to punish yourself just to get you the spot where you don't want music at all. You get to a place where you're like I am. It's a very safe place to be because then you don't find yourself turning to music as a vice or a weapon of destruction or a tool for rebellion or any of those other things. I think it makes a lot of sense that way. So thanks very much for paying attention. This has been Revved Up with me, D. Ray Montgomery. Bye-bye.